Hello, welcome to part 2 of Book 3, Chapter 5. So there's an article I came across, Josephus Canal Destruction of Jerusalem, where a person who also has a heart and passion for studying this stuff. And I noticed there's some problems, and again, he's another one that's been influenced by Eusebius, and a victim of Eusebius, you will. And he as well cannot solve the 1355-day prophecy with the date that happened. But under a section, quick summary of the First Jewish War, number 10, they stated Jerusalem surrounded by Menahem. Now, remember, Eusebius claimed that happened before the war, okay, they fled. So obviously the person doing it, they're comparing what Eusebius said to what Jesus said, and just assuming that, well, it had been surrounded by an army before the war, because according to Eusebius, that's happened. But the text did not state this, and when I read it, this is Josephus Wars 2, 42 to 40. So you click on that link, you can read it for yourself. There's nothing in here that suggests that it's surrounded by armies. And besides, Menahem was a Jew. How does that fit with what Jesus said? It doesn't fit at all. If you look here at all three accounts, you had the captivity. Okay, why would a Jewish army hold captive Jews? That makes no sense. And mentions here the time of the Gentiles, and plus armies here plural. It's not a singular army. So again, when a person holds to a view of something and does not fit the basic rule of grammar of Scripture, it's contrary to Scripture's and author's intent. So anyway, so you can read it for yourself. You can see it said nothing about that. So how can a person who's very intelligent make this kind of mistake? Because they've been misled, leaning on something that was false, believing it to be true by the statement of Eusebius. So anyway, so as I already pointed out, this here and this here. Okay, Roman army considered many armies. So you should click on this link. You can see here. Let's see here. Yeah, so in here somewhere, where basically in this article, where there are many nations that it consisted of, which is why it's plural and it works. Okay. And Jesus said, when you see Jerusalem come up with army, know that the desolation thereof is nigh. So on April 10th of AD 70, that is when they fled, and they are already surrounded at that point. So if you go to Wars 525 by Josephus, so 5, and then 2, and then 5, alrighty. And you can see here, ran away to the mountain, just like Jesus told them, flee the mountains. Okay, so what happened was, if you read both 4 and 5, paragraphs 4 and 5, you can see they were looking for a weak spot, and when it finally came, then a watchman gave them a signal. Okay, and so let's see here. Yeah, so if you read paragraph 4, just right here. It mentioned in there about they perceived the Roman army in a little spot and they retrieve when actually they're just trying to move into a better position. So anyway, let's see here. Yeah. So basically this tells you right there that they were completely surrounded and they were trying to find a weak spot. And so, whereas with this article, if you click on this article here, scroll down a little bit. Yeah, quick summary of the First Jewish War. So, it says here, Menahem arrived at Jerusalem and surrounded the city. Fulfilling Luke 21:20. That could not be it. Like I was saying, it's singular. It's not plural. He's a Jew. He's not even a Gentile. And it says here, just likely when the second wave Christian fled. It just doesn't fit what Jesus said at all. Again, what causes a person to go down this path? Because he was misled by Eusebius, which is why I'm creating this video, trying to show you the lack of credibility of his work. So anyway, yeah, so let's see here. Yep, fall by the edge of the sword. That was under Titan, or Titus, sorry. Captive into all nations. If you go to Wars 693 right there, that's when they were taken captive. So it's right in the timeline that I have here. Let's see here. So right here. So I typed up the things he said. So that happened under Titus's army. If you go back to what this gentleman's saying here, it doesn't work. I mean, how can this guy, Manahem, hold them captive? I mean, it doesn't fit at all. In that 42-month time to Gentiles, again, if you go back to this here, this is 42 months right here, from February 1867 to August 31st, 1870, exactly 42 months. And that was the time the Gentiles fulfilled once they had total control over the temple, which according to Josephus, if you go to Wars 610:1, if you click on this here, you can read it for yourself. So you click on that, you can go 6, and then chapter 10. You go down to 10, and then 1. Thus Jerusalem was taken in the second year of the reign of Vespasian, on the 8th day of the month, Scorpius. Elul 8070 had been taken 5 times before, the second time desolation of its desolation, okay, on. And then ended the siege of Jerusalem. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. Well, anyway, I can't remember exactly what it said. It's been a while since I've read this, but basically points out that Gentiles had taken total control over it. So anyway, yeah, so I give you my resources, and hopefully you can see how this time period fits with what Jesus was saying, and it all happened in one day where they fled out of there. This is not like a repeated wave where this gentleman here, the second wave here, and a first wave there, and a fourth wave here, and a third wave there. You can see in the first wave, it doesn't even make sense at all. He's claiming that the Book of Revelation, see here, would arrive in Jerusalem. Well, the Book of Revelation was not written to the Jews in Jerusalem. It was written to the 7 churches in Asia. They were part of the stick of Joseph, and it pertains to their circumstances. And I agree with him. It was March of 1866 when it had been written, but that was, it said near the time was near, shortly to take place. And then when Peter wrote First Peter, which I believe right after the last one was revealed, which would have been after August 14th, 1866, then Peter would have written that, and it would have been sent out immediately to the 5 churches. And the first sentence that Peter gave, First Peter, basically points out that they are scattered. And it's a subtle way of telling them it's time for gathering. He could not explicitly spell it out. Hey guys, time to go for your gathering, because they could not have the persecution follow them. They went to their gathering, so that's why they had to leave very quietly and very subtly. And then where they go, 4 chapters later, in 5, he mentioned Babylon. They knew exactly which Babylon he was referring to. That's all he had to say. He had Babylon, Iraq, and Babylon, Egypt. and they knew which one it was. Unfortunately, today, people have been misled into thinking, oh, it's code for Rome. No, they were not thinking of Rome at all. Rome was actually the most dangerous part of the world at the time. They would definitely not have gathered in Rome. There's no evidence of that. The earth split. You don't see anything near Rome where the evidence of the earth split. There's no scriptural support for it whatsoever. I mean, it makes no sense. And can you imagine them fleeing by foot from the temple all the way to Rome? They're passing the Roman army on their way out. I mean, it's just amazing me how so many Christians do not do their homework. They're so fooled and not taking the time to really. It's a mess. Anyway, so that basically wraps up part 2, basically all the points I want to make. So hopefully you can understand that what Eusebius wrote is false. And again, he was trying to tap into Christians to use them to centralize power to Rome so that Rome can maintain their status in the world, gain strength, and so forth. And that's the reason why I believe he rewrote history the way he did. So done considerable amount of damage. So anyway, that wraps that up. Thank you for watching, and hope you consider the things I said and the sources that I used, backing up what I said, and so on and so forth. All right, thank you very much, and have an awesome day.